Just when you thought the cost of petrol couldn't fall, even while global oil prices climbed, the giant Dangote Petroleum Refinery slashes its ex-depot petrol price to 828 Nigerian nairas per litre, offering a rare breath of relief for Nigerians. The big move. In a surprising turn of events, the Dangote Refinery announced it would reduce its ex-depot petrol price from 877 Nigerian nairas to 828 Nigerian nairas per litre, marking a 49 Nigerian nairas drop, or roughly 5.6%. This drop comes even as global crude prices remain elevated. Brent crude trading around $60 per barrel and WTI at about $60 at the time of the announcement. The price cut began taking effect at depots on Friday, November 7th, 2025, meaning the downstream market may soon reflect lower pump prices. Why this is significant? Real relief for consumers and marketers. Fuel prices directly affect transport costs, food prices, generator usage, and the overall cost of living. A drop of 49 Nigerian nairas per litre may sound small, but across millions of liters and thousands of vehicles, it translates into meaningful savings. A signal of local refining power. The Dangote Refinery's ability to cut prices, even when the global market is tight, suggests that increased domestic refining capacity is starting to work, lessening dependence on imports and offering supply stability. Competitive dynamic in downstream sector. The move sets a benchmark for other players. Marketers, depots, and importers now face pressure to match or improve. In fact, data show that some independent depots are already offering petrol at costs lower than Dangote's new benchmark. Connection to the Naira for crude deal. The price cut is attributed in part to improved crude supply under the deal between Dangote and Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, where crude is purchased and settled in Naira, easing foreign exchange pressure. The mechanics. What's behind the scenes? The refined product market landing cost. The landing cost of imported petrol is reported to have dropped to around 827.04 Nigerian nairas per litre, which puts pressure on refinery/ex-depot pricing. With domestic refined petrol starting to compete with import landing cost levels, refining margins, supply chains, and pricing strategies are shifting. References indicate that Dangote's cut is strategic. It has the feedstock secured and the infrastructure in place to drive cost savings, and it seems to be passing some of that on, or at least using it to reshape the market. Risks, caveats, and what to watch. Pump price lag. Even though the refinery has cut its depot price, retail stations may take time to pass on the full reduction. Logistics, margin structure, regional differences, and regulatory lag can delay the effect. Diesel gap remains. While petrol is dropping, diesel prices remain elevated. Ex-depot diesel rate reported around 950 Nigerian nairas per litre, which means transport, logistics, and industries stay under pressure. Sustainability of the cut. If input costs, crude, freight, logistics, rise, the cut may be reversed or margins squeezed. Marketers and refiners will watch global oil trends, FX rates, and domestic logistics closely. Regional price variation. Some depots already show varied ex-depot petrol pricing. Lower in some markets than the Dangote benchmark, higher in others, like Northwest region where rates were around 910 Nigerian nairas per litre. Monopolistic risk. As the Dangote refinery strengthens, questions about market dominance, competition, and pricing transparency arise. If one player sets the benchmark, other players may struggle to compete long-term. What to keep an eye on? Retail station pump prices. Are retail stations across states adjusting downward meaningfully in the coming days/weeks? Category spread. Do cheaper prices apply nationwide, or only in major hubs like Lagos/Abuja? Are rural areas benefiting? Seasonal impact. How does this timing, November, affect travel/holiday demand, generator use, agricultural logistics, refining and supply stability? Will Dangote sustain lower pricing? Are there any announcements about increased capacity, feedstock imports, or operational milestones? Downstream competition and transparency. Do other depots/marketers follow the price cut? Are regulators monitoring for anti-competitive behavior? Macro impact. Is this pricing move helping push down inflation, reducing transport/logistics cost, improving disposable income for Nigerians? Broader implications. This move is more than a price cut. It signals a shift in Nigeria's petroleum landscape. Refining over importing. With the Dangote Refinery capturing more domestic supply, Nigeria may move closer to reducing or ending large petrol imports, which has huge FX and supply chain implications. Consumer relief at last. For households and businesses grappling with high fuel costs, a real drop in petrol price can ease pressure on transport, food, energy, and logistics. Policy alignment. The timing lends support to the government's energy sector reform agenda, deregulation, local refining, market pricing, and may bolster confidence in that path. Market dynamics change. The downstream market may shift from import-dominated to supply-dominated by refining, which changes competitive dynamics, investment patterns, and pricing power. Final reflection. In a country where petrol price changes often err on the increased side, a reduction from the Dangote Refinery is notable. The drop to 828 Nigerian nairas per litre is a clear piece of good news. But the real test is in the follow-through. Will that drop reach the pump? Will it be sustained? Will diesel and other fuel categories follow suit? For Nigerians, this may mark the dawn of a more stable fuel era, but success depends on execution. For the government, for marketers, for consumers, it's an opportunity to see reform translate into everyday relief. If this cut sticks and spreads, we could look back and identify this as the moment Nigeria began turning a corner in its fuel economy. If not, it may become a footnote in what could have been. The road ahead starts now.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.